Hey YouTube, this is a video response to Glenn's tag. Glenn is All Babies Are Atheists. If you don't know him, if you're not subbed to him, link below, go check him out. He's a cool chap, does some interesting stuff. And he tagged me to do a movie review. He gave me 5 movies to pick from, and they were all from 1985. And I was gonna go to the shop and buy or rent or find one that I did want to watch, which was Mad Max, Thunderdome. I've not actually seen it, which for someone who likes the post-apocalyptic genre, I know, massive failing. Unfortunately, it's one of those things. I think a lot of people of my age do not see the originals of things because they're pervasive in the general culture and you just never get around to it. I know the plot and the setting and some of the things that happen in Mad Max, but I've not actually seen them. Anyway, that was what I intended to do. Instead, being the lazy sod I am, and also rather busy, I was sitting at home sewing, actually, and D.A.R.Y.L came up on the telly, which was something that Glenn had in his tag list, and I thought, you know what, get it done now, do a review. So I sat down. I'd missed the first 10 minutes, I think, and I sat down and I watched it, and yeah. About 20 minutes in, I went, this really isn't fun. I mean, it's nice to know that they were making commercial crap films way back then, and they were just as shit as the ones now, made purely to provide an hour and a half's cheap entertainment for someone to keep the kids shut up. And it lacked the characters, it lacked humour, it lacked any amount of originality. I mean, obviously that's a problem for me saying, because as Glenn mentioned in his tag video, it's very similar to AI, but on the whole the plot has been done a lot, way back to Pinocchio, the real boy thing, but yeah, it just seemed to revolve around cliches and stereotypes that must have been old when it was made, but it didn't have the humour to pull it off well. It just felt bad. It didn't get me into the film at all. It didn't pique my interest in any way, shape or form. In the space of those 20 minutes that I was watching the film for, I pretty much worked out the whole plot. I then went and looked it up online, but I had worked out that, yep, kid was stolen from the military, kid was a robot, which Glenn obviously gave away, but yeah, kid was a robot, super smart genius, blah blah blah, takes things very literally, and so got confused when people use idioms like we're going to murder them. And then the military come and get him, he escapes from the military, there's lots of hijinks and some film budgety wasting special effects which I didn't stick around long enough to see, and then there's a cloying happy ending. That was pretty much, I instantly could tell that, and I'm sorry Glenn, I should have watched the whole thing through to do a proper review, but I was pressed for time, and Destry Rides Again was on the original on the other channel, so I switched over and I spent the rest of the afternoon watching that. It was a much better time, and so thanks for tagging me, Glenn. I'm sorry I didn't watch it. I'm sorry I didn't go out and rent the film that I wanted to watch and would have done a proper review of, but pressed for time, and if I waited any longer it'd be ages and ages and ages before I made the video, and yeah, nothing would get done. So I'm not yet sure who I'm going to tag. Their names will be below. However, I'm pretty sure of some of the films. If I can't think of them all right now, then I will add any extras and they'll all be listed below as well. So yeah, people go watch the original Destry's Ride Again, because that's a damn good film. The original with James Stewart, very good film, and if you're a fan of Blazing Saddles, you should watch it just because it's the Blazing Saddles takes so much from it. It starts so much tropes and cliches come from that era, and it uses a lot of tropes and cliches as well, of course, being a western. And speaking of westerns, The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance, quite possibly one of my favourite films, with James Stewart and John Wayne. If you like westerns, what not to like. I suppose I should go with my other enjoyment, zombies. So, Shaun of the Dead and something really cheesy, Rabid. Yeah, Shaun of the Dead and Rabid, that's sort of two ends of the zombie genre. One modern and rom-com, and the other a classic B-movie with violence and gore and bad special effects. And non-standard zombies, which was nice. And, final film to tag someone for, I suppose, tricky choice. I'll go with another Western, one of my favourite Westerns, simply for the score and the beauty of it. If you've not seen it and you like the genre and you like sort of Western style music, not spaghetti Western music, but the classic sort of Appalachian and the Rockies music that goes with that, the grand orchestral things with I gush about this film because it's probably one of my favourites ever. Jeriamiah Johnson. So yeah, those are the 5 films. I'll tag, as Glenn said, his victims, but I'll tag some of my friends below, so you should receive a PM if that's one of you. Thanks very much, YouTube. Bye.